Hi guys, it's Andy from NismoTech, and in this video we're going to be checking out one of the latest headsets from the guys over at Gamdias. This is the Hebe M1 RGB Virtual 7.1 surround sound gaming headset. So we're going to be taking a look around the packaging, taking a good detailed look at the headset itself, and then putting it to the test, as well as checking out the software that controls the RGB on this. So also we've got RGB lighting and virtual 7.1 surround, realistic sound, vibration and bass impact, and we've also got an inline remote control with a couple of different buttons on there as well. In addition to that, we've got a unidirectional flexible microphone, oversized ear cup design, 50mm HD drive units, and the Herrera enabled software that allows you to customize this headset. Moving on to this side, we have got the specifications, so you can also have a pause and a good look at them. As I mentioned, it's a 50mm driver, got all the sensitivity on there, 2-meter cable as well, and also it's compatible with all versions of Windows, etc. Moving on to that side, you can also see through to the actual headset itself. And then moving on to the back, I'll see again, it goes over some of the features: oversized padded ear cups, the realistic sound, the bass impact that converts low frequency bass tones into pulses around the ear pads, letting you feel the sound. Virtual 7.1 surround sound via 50mm drivers, unidirectional flexible microphone, braided high quality cable. So let's now have a look inside and see how everything comes packaged, and take a good look at the actual headset. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and just very quickly close that up, pop that down over there. So there's the headset itself in the packaging. So let's have a look on the back side. There we go. So we'll take that out, pop that down to one side, and also take the cable out from here as well. Okay, so here's the cable to start with. It's not quite your usual. It's kind of like a braided effect plastic cable, actually, to be fair. Although it does look braided underneath. I think they've got like some kind of protective plastic coating on the outside as well. Quite a large inline remote, as you can see. We'll go through the various different buttons, etc. It does feel a little bit plasticky, to be fair, and obviously it terminates in a USB connector. So onto the headset itself. Let's have a good little look around. There we go. So also on top, you've got these two metal bars that go all the way across. You've got adjustable headband strap that actually feels really soft. Quite nice. You've got the Gamdias logo on there as well. It actually feels very comfortable on there. You've got the very large oversized ear cups on the inside there. Nice soft, very soft material that's being used, leatherette feel, and quite a nice cushiony feel to the inside on the material there. On the side, you've also got a couple of kind of like vents, and I assume the RGB lighting is going to come through from there. Hebe M1 RGB on that side. On the inside here, you have got the indicators. So that's the right hand side, that's the left hand side. This cable is not detachable. You've got the microphone that pulls out, and again, it's got this kind of plastic coating on the outside of the arm. You can see it's very flexible. Doesn't actually come out that far. So it's not one that will come out and kind of wrap around your mouth as such. So be interesting to see how that works and how well it actually picks up, and obviously it doesn't fold all the way back in either. So we're going to go and take a look at the software and see what that actually does in terms of the RGB lighting, and then I'm going to put this to the test. So I've just had a look at the Herrera software for this headset, and unfortunately, because this headset, the Hebe M1, is so new, it's not even out in the UK yet, and it's only just been released over in the States, there is no software control at the moment for the RGB lighting, which is a little bit disappointing. You would have thought, with it being RGB and sort of a bit of an upgrade, and the main reason why they've done it is because of the RGB, that the software will be available for you to obviously go in and customize this. But unfortunately, it's not there at the moment. So all this is basically going to be doing is scrolling through the various different RGB colors, but it will give you an indication as to what the lighting effect is going to be like. I would have thought you got the same options as what you have like on the Zeos mouse that I've reviewed. That will be linked down below in the description. But I'd imagine it's going to be pretty similar to that. But for the love of money, I could not find how to actually go and customize that, unfortunately. While I've got you here as well, I just want to show you the light up functions, or what the lights look like on the inline remote. I will go through that in a moment. You have got a button here to actually turn the RGB light on and off, as you can see. But for now, let's go and crack into the software and look at the different options that we get in terms of the audio. Moving the mouse around the top area. Okay, so now the software's installed. As I've mentioned, we've got no control down the left hand side here for the RGB, which is really disappointing, to be fair. But we've got a hell of a lot of settings available to you. So you've got system input of 2 channel, you've got the analog output of 2 speakers, headphones, etc. And the digital audio down at the bottom here, depending on what you want to set that at. Now you've got individual controls, left and right on the ear, and obviously you can reset that. You can then go onto the virtual 7.1 speaker shifter. Obviously that will instantly enable 7.1 surround sound on the headphones themselves, but you've also got this DSP mode, which will allow you to move around various different sort of segments of the audio, bring them closer to you, and you can also see the dB gains going up and down as you're moving things around. You move the sub into the middle. You've also got a little tilt, so you can have sound coming to you from the right hand side, which is a little bit strange. So yeah, you've got a lot of options available to you on here, and obviously you can bring them in closer, move them out, obviously reset it back to default, etc. So play around with it till your heart's content. Get the sound working the way that you want it to actually work. I've never seen so much customization available to you within a bit of software and a headset. Going on to the equalizer, you've got your pretty standard equalizer on here. You can obviously change it to bass, to dance, to rap, etc. So you've got that possibility. In terms of environment, now you've got different kind of effects on here, and I'm not quite sure as to what you would want to use these for. So you've got a bathroom effect. A concert hall, I could understand. Underwater, why you would want to listen to music underwater, I'm not too sure. Music pub, you've also got an option to increase or decrease the sound and the movement, and as to how far it is actually away from you as well. You've also got more options on here. So you've got a padded cell version, you've got cave, you've got alley. There's so many different options. I suppose really, for example, hangar, if you're playing a particular Battlefield game, maybe it might be suitable for that. Parking lot, there's so many different options, and when I've been playing around with it, it's almost too much in a sense, but some people obviously do like that. Now in karaoke MG voice, you have got an option to add an echo onto your microphone. You've got magic voice. Also, I'll be doing a microphone test shortly on here. You've got key shifting, vocal cancellation, etc. So again, a lot of options here available to you. But there's just so much going on with this particular headset and software. For me, it's probably a little bit too much, and the fact that at the moment there is no RGB software control, it is a little bit off-putting, if I'm absolutely honest with you. So what I'm going to do now, and I don't know how well this is going to come out, but I'm going to try and put the lavalier microphone that I have in between the headphones, because I'm telling you, these headphones are stupidly loud. I can't get over how loud they actually are. So I'm going to put some music on, and hopefully we're going to have a bit of a play around.
Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. The sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay forever. I wanna remember. The sight of you brings a flight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. We run every endeavor. I wanna remember. Step on the land, I got your hand, and I will let you down. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. I need the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay forever. The fight in me makes me wanna move. Fingers down.
Okay, so I'm now talking to you from the Hebe M1 RGB headset with the actual microphone itself, and hopefully, as you can tell, the audio quality on this is actually really quite good. Very impressed with how well it performs. The microphone feels a little bit loose as it's fully extracted out the actual headset, so that's a little bit kind of disappointing in a sense, but certainly as you're moving your head around, I know I look a bit stupid, but as you're moving your head around, it doesn't really distract you too much, and it's only just out of the corner of my eye, to be honest with you, so that's pretty good. Now, there are a couple of options in terms of the settings on the software itself. So obviously you can increase the echo, hopefully that's going to come through, and you can hear me echoing a little bit, so we'll just reset that because that's pretty annoying. You've got key shifting. Again, I'm not quite sure as to what this does. I haven't played back the audio from the key shifting as of yet. And also you've got voice cancelling, so I'm just going to go up and down on the voice cancelling. I'm not quite sure again as to what that does, but the microphone echo I have sort of had a bit of a play around with, and also sort of listening to the sound quality. So I've been gaming now probably for about a week and a half with this, and also the ZSP1 RGB, which I've got down here as well. And sort of the two combined worked extremely well. Now the headset is very, very comfortable. The headband that goes along the top is extremely comfortable. The oversized ear cups, again, extremely comfortable, especially for long periods of gaming, so really impressed with that. And the build quality seems to be very good as well. As I mentioned, the inline remote that I've got here, obviously you've got an option to turn the lights off, as I've just done, and I'm sure that the software in time is going to enable you to actually control the colouring, maybe even synchronize the two devices, which would be really cool, but obviously I don't know if they are going to do that. But in terms of the inline remote, it's very big, it's very chunky in my opinion, quite plasticky, but it kind of does its job. Now I've got cable hooked up to the PC up at the top here, so the cable isn't the longest cable in the world. Probably could do with being a little bit longer, especially if you want to route the cable around the back of your desk or anything like that nature. So yeah, the inline remote and the cable, obviously with this kind of plastic coating, it's a bit strange, a bit different, but obviously it's going to be probably a little bit more hard wearing than your standard braid on the cable. So sound quality on this is probably the biggest selling point. Obviously, yes, it's RGB. A lot of headsets now are coming RGB, and obviously it seems to be the range, or the rage at the moment is to have RGB. So it's good that Gamdias are including that in their latest range of products. But the big thing for me is the sound quality on here. You've got so many options, as I've shown you through the software, in terms of what the actual headset can do. But the actual sound quality, once you've sort of defined it to the way that you want to play, I've set up a couple of different profiles in terms of the different games, and also for listening back to music, etc. But the sound quality is really good, really thumpy bass. Especially when listening to music and obviously playing things like Battlefield, Titanfall, various other sort of games like that. And yeah, it's really impressive, really high quality, probably close to being one of the best ones that I've heard so far from a variety of different brands. So very much up there with the best of them, and I see the price that it's coming in at as well, which you'll find links down below in the description. Yeah, they're extremely good, very highly recommended. I'm not quite sure as to whether I would go as far as saying that it's the best headset. It's definitely not the best headset that I've sort of heard, and in terms of the inline remote, it just kind of lets it down a little bit from what is a really good headset. The inline remote is just a bit of a letdown on there, but the sound quality is really good. As I've mentioned, you can hear explosions all over the place. Virtual 7.1 surround really does do its job. So yeah, it's a very good headset. I've enjoyed reviewing and having a little play around with it. So I hope you liked the video, hope you liked the content. If you did, please do leave a like and a comment down below. So let me know your thoughts on the headset as well. But for now, this is Andy from NismoTech, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video.